Okay, guys, haven't got too much for you today, but we'll run through a couple of things and have a look at the video. Some milestones: 50 games for Nathan Swinton on the boundary, 100 games to a fieldy, Marek Carl, so well done, Marek, and 200 games to another fieldy, Mark Smith, who's one of our rec umpires, so well done to you guys. Now, I've had a couple of dangerous tackles lately that, for whatever reason, the umpire in charge didn't pay a free kick. Just wanted to remind all you guys that if you're the non-controlling umpire and you see a dangerous tackle, you should go in and pay a free kick. And if you feel like a card's warranted, do so. I'm not a big fan of overruling, as most of you know. So just keep the overruling for missed high tackles or a free kick where a player safety is brought into question. So something that's like a dangerous tackle or a card that's required. You can jump in those circumstances. But yeah, the dangerous tackle is a good one to come in and pay. If the umpire in charge doesn't pay, it's obviously a difficult area for us to judge at times. And if we can work together to get the ones that need to be paid, then that's a good thing. Had a question. I think it might have been Cameron Lang or one of the expert AFL commentators trying to show that they know the rules when in fact they don't. There was a comment over the weekend about a player running from the goal square after when there was a kick in from a point, and some comment about they can run as far as they can like or something along those lines. Well, the rule is they can run 15 metres from the point of the goal square that where they cross the line. So where they cross the line is where that 15 metres starts, and then they either need to bounce it or kick or handball before they get to 50 metres. We don't want to be too technical about it, but yeah, we don't want to see them running to 40 or 50 metres out without having bounced it. They're the only things I had to raise. Anyone want a question from either your game on the weekend or maybe an AFL game that you saw? You have to unmute yourself because I just muted you all.
Colin, I got a quick one.
Yep.
Hopefully. There's been some talk in the AFL about staging, faking, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, we don't want to be doing anything technical, but is there anything we can do if we do see something absolutely blatant staging?
No, just don't pay the free kick.
Yep.
I guess why it's such an issue at AFL level is their players are so expert at trying to fool the umpire. Tend to find at our level, our players don't do that. They don't push the limits as much as the AFL players do. And so, I mean, if it's real obvious, yeah, you just don't pay the free kick. Don't go looking for it. So don't start second guessing yourself and not paying free kicks when you should be, because you've got a hunch that they might be faking it. It needs to be really obvious.
Yep. Cool. That's all.
Yeah. We won't be finding our players, so I don't think that's going to go down too well. Anyone else? It was interesting. There was a Frank led me to have a look at a Facebook post. It was in one of the games where the player was pushed over. He had a mark or free kick, and the guy coming to stand in the mark just pushed the guy over, and then the umpire didn't pay a 50. It was just a really obvious 50-metre penalty. And Cameron Lang said it was a good decision not to pay the 50. Well, I think they're starting to look out for staging more than they should be. That's what I'm saying. Don't second guess yourself when there's obvious free kicks there. But yeah, if it does come up where it would be pretty obvious, I would think, at our level.
Colin, it's Greg.
Yep.
Yep. On the weekend, there was a guy who blatantly tapped the ball out. It was really blatant. And when I paid the penalty against him, he said, "Colin said we don't pay these anymore." So just a little bit of feedback. They'd taken it literally that had been ruled out of the rule book.
So if it's straight at the line, and it was almost like with force, then no problem. But if there's any question over whether it was deliberate or not, we don't pay it. But yeah,
he wasn't denying he'd done it deliberately. He was just challenging the fact that the rule existed anymore.
Oh, yeah, I know. So there's a bit of a misunderstanding sometimes between deliberate rushed and deliberate out of bounds. But just referring back to the video, mate. It's all on the interpretations video. So,
exactly what I said to him, Colin.
Oh, good work, Greg.
Colin, just a quick one. Cancellation of, has there been any talk from what you've heard with cancellation of free kicks for play advantage? So I saw it twice on the weekend. But I think they got rid of that rule.
You're talking about the AFL. So yeah, I reckon I saw it. There was I think might have been one of the Crows game where there was a free kick paid. The player chose to take advantage.
Yeah.
Paid holding the ball. Instead, they brought it back and had another kick. That was just an umpire error.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still if the player chooses to take advantage, you let it go. Anyone else?
Got a quick one, Kyle.
Yep, sure, mate.
Had a guy kick a ball on the weekend. As he kicked it, siren's gone. The ball rolled. No one touched it. It went through for a point. Still counted as a point, even though it's after the siren. No one's touched it. It just rolled.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Yeah, we just had to double check with the goal umpire because there was no one in the square, and it just rolled. It was like a good roll. No one bothered to stop it. Went for a point, and we just double checked.
As long as the siren's gone after he's kicked it.
Yeah, he kicked it. Siren went. Ball went bounce in for a point, and we just double checked with the goal umpire and conferred with Jamie as well.
Yeah, all good, mate.
Excellent. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, let's get on to the video. So 5 watch the decisions. Okay. Now I know Rashi's on the line. I'll get him to do the first one. Couple of interesting ones here. Okay, Rashi, unmute yourself.
I can't see that, Colin. It's all jerky.
Yeah, right. Someone else want to jump in? Maybe someone that looked at it before.
I saw Shrammy though.
I reckon it was frontal contact, Cole.
Yep. Do you want to describe it in a little bit more detail?
Player had no eyes for the ball, kept running towards the marking opponent, and it no time actually turned to face the ball's direction and just continued on running into the person trying to take the mark.
Yeah. So it's not a free kick for not having eyes on the ball, but the fact he doesn't have eyes on the ball and makes contact, which stops the player taking the mark. Yeah, it's a free kick. Someone else wanted to say something there?
Yeah, I just said he chopped the arms there at the front as well, Cole. So technically free there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one. All right, I'll pick. Let's see if I can pick someone that I haven't asked. Justin House, I don't reckon I've asked you before. Do you want to unmute yourself, mate?
So the ball was just spilled free in the tackle, so throw in. So I didn't think there was anything in that tackle, like the player's head didn't hit the ground or anything.
You're very generous, mate.
Okay.
On the ball.
Yeah. I'll pick someone that I know would pay holding the ball. Mark Goods, you want to explain why it's holding the ball?
He dropped the ball in the tackle.
Yep, the tackle was good.
even though he didn't have a lot of prior opportunity, he did have a chance to handball and didn't handball correctly. Ball spills free, so it's incorrect disposal holding the ball.
Yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. You can see that he has tucked the ball underneath his arm, and there's no real genuine attempt. And then he basically drops it because there's no attempt to handball or kick. So, yeah, agree. Holding the ball on that one.
Next one, Robbie. What have we got on that?
A bit of mute. Click on. Oh.
Okay, be a couple of points from this one. So I'm just having a... Paul Ventura, you want to have a go at that one?
Yeah, so there was a marking infringement. He was running sort of away from the ball, made contact with the player without looking at the ball, and it was a little bit late as well. It was hard to tell, but his elbow was up in the air from the angle I could see. But I would definitely pay the free kick for marking infringement.
Yep, no, very good. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Anyone want to add anything to it?
Yeah, I'll jump in, Cole.
Yep.
Ran with Paul on the weekend, did a really good job, and I think he explained that really well as well. Probably one thing I'd add to that was we're probably looking to see if the mark's completed first, so just delaying it. In that instance, I don't think he's marked it yet, so just a free kick to be paid, not a 25.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, if you judge that he's actually taken the mark, then you pay 25. But I agree with you that he hasn't really taken the mark, so just a free kick's fine. But there is a bit of heat there, so you want to get in and be really clear that there's free kick being paid and make sure that they know your presence so nothing escalates. So, yep, spot on, Frank. Okay, I will pick Smithy. I won't pick Brett Stevenson because he's driving.
Thanks, Cole. I'm actually working on my budget. I've got to go into a meeting in 10 minutes, but I did have a quick look, and I only caught the end. I think I'd probably call holding the ball. It was a good tackle, and from what I could see amongst my budget, probably before the ball went out of bounds. So had prior opportunity, good tackle, ball went on the ground, so holding the ball.
Yeah. So there's no genuine attempt. He basically just drops it. So illegal disposal, holding the ball, however you want to describe it. Yeah, certainly you got that right, mate. Even though you weren't perhaps focusing as closely as you normally would, you got the answer right. And the last one.
In the back, Eagles.
That was Rashi, wasn't it? Giving his Eagles bias.
Yes. Laying his back.
Okay.
Video wasn't too jerky that time.
It actually is. Yeah, it actually is an interesting one. If I had you all in a room, I'd ask for hands up who would pay holding the ball, who'd be in the back. I'm with Rashi on this, not because it's Eagles, but essentially if he lands in his back, let's err on the side of the ball player before we look at the fact he's dived in it.
Yeah.
I agree that actually is a ball player free kick pushing the back. But I'm sure a few of you may have thought otherwise.
Really?
Yeah, make sure the tackle is legal before we penalise. Okay, let's roll through the rest of them. If anyone has any questions as we go, you can stop me. So we're looking at ruck contest here. If you can't contest, you've got to wonder why. Now with that one, I don't know how good a throw up it was, but when it was clear that the ball wasn't going anywhere near the ruckman, the Norwood ruckman doesn't make any effort to actually move towards the ball and gives the Glenelg ruckman no chance to contest at all. So a good ruck infringement. Oh, actually.
That was the other way around. He caught it for
other way.
It's holding.
Let's have another look. It's all right. You're right. Arms around. Beg my pardon. So yes, Thanks
He
for
wrapped
correcting me.
him up in the tackle before the ball got there.
That's the reason why he couldn't go to contest the ball, because he was being held.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I should just let other people answer it so I don't try and get it wrong. Pay the obvious and blatant free kicks. So this one's a little bit easier. So there's another one where the arms go around and quite clearly an award free kick there.
Baldy got the free.
Definitely a brain fade. Only one ruckman, what's happening around the ball. So with this one, just to the right of where the ball is, you see the Glenelg player running through, and he's being held number 23. We'll just go back and have another look at it. It's actually a really good pickup. These things can happen pretty quickly. But yeah, if you only notice one ruckman going up, you got to wonder what's going on for some blocking there. It's probably actually a couple of free kicks in there to the Glenelg players. There was two players infringing that one, if you look closely. So triggers. This is one. So this is where we have changed the interpretation this year. The player moves across the line. He puts his hand out, and the other ruckman doesn't touch the ball. We haven't really had a problem with those this year. The ruckman have pretty got the message. Been good to see. Pretty obvious one, hands in the back, pushes him out of the contest. If one of the players isn't in the contest, you've got to wonder why. And more often than not, it's because he's been pushed or bumped. I think there's a word missing there. Is it a realistic attempt? This is a really interesting one. Actually, I wouldn't mind some thoughts on this one. Who wants to jump in and give their thoughts on that one?
I'll step in. I thought it was a realistic attempt. He didn't infringe on the other guy. He was just trying to get leverage to get to the ball. So I didn't see a whole lot wrong with it.
Okay, that's Greg. And someone else, is that Lucas, the other one saying something?
Yeah, if it was the guy at the back that he paid it against, he made contact with the footy, didn't he? So
I don't know whether there actually was a free kick paid. So certainly the guy at the back does jump early, but does he put the other guy out of the contest? I don't think he does. So I'm with Greg. I don't think there's a free kick there. But it's actually an interesting one because in most cases there where they jump early like that, they are going to put the other guy out of the contest and they're not going to touch the ball. But in that particular instance, the step player isn't really affected. Let's just go back and have a look. And he may actually end up getting a hand to the ball anyway. Yeah. So play on's quite okay in that instance. As I say, a lot of times when they jump early or that, there is going to be a free kick. So both arms should be around an opponent. If both arms are around, it's going to limit the ruckman going for the ball. So Rashi will be happy with that one. Free kick going to the Eagles.
Clearly.
And make sure you get the side on position so you can pick up the obvious and blatant. So good movement from the throw in. Hands in the back, pushing forward, means you can't contest the ball. So the key takeouts from that, both ruckmen must be able to contest the footy. If not, why not? All right. Any questions, comments on that?
Nope.
All right, very good. Anything else before we wind up? Nice short one tonight. Must say it's been a good season so far. I don't want to jinx you, but let's take it week by week. We're having a good season. And yeah, we are obviously getting to the pointy end of the year, and this is where it really counts. So yeah, let's keep up the good work. All right, guys. We will catch you next week for the Zoom then.
Let's go.
Cheers, go.
Beautiful work, mate.